Good morning, YouTubers. Here in the garage again, Saturday morning. Doing a little bit of spring maintenance on the machines there that's been lit up for a while. This is our 250R, 86 ATC 250R that we restored. I'm going to say we finished it around this time last year. Or was it mid-June? Somewhere around there. But we finished all the reassemblies and got her running and stuff, and run like the fiddle. And took her for one little ride, probably half a kilometer, and back again and stored her. So there was a couple little things I had to go over. Now, one stubborn issue that I think that everybody has probably faced after into this restoration stuff, especially after into the 40-year-old ATCs, dirt bikes, and what have you. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff is lit up, and you're getting fuel issues and leaking and all this kind of stuff, which is a result of stuff being stored for years and years and years with dirty gas and stuff. Like, you know, you only got a couple little seats and needles and that type of thing that keeps fuel in the carb. So anyway, one of the stubborn issues that I've had over the years, and I'm sure, like you say, that I'm not the only one, so I figured I'd do a short little video on it. Same issue with this one that we finished this winter. You know, when stuff is used, then the previous owner, I guess owners, that's my uncle's now, that wasn't so bad at all. But you know, if they're getting, the issue with that one was it meant exhaust valve. So trying to compensate for the low compression, they were dialing up the carburetors and messing with the float valves and the needle height, seat height, and just trying to compensate for the fuel air mixture and low compression. So once it was put back tickety boo with 180 something pounds of compression, you know, all that had to be reset. So anyway, without going on a tangent here, same thing happened with that one is what's going on with this one. Got down to so far as the wharf there, about half a click from here, and looked behind me, and there was a trail of gas coming behind me. And it's fine here in the garage, idle all day. But I guess when fuel is running through it and there's more demand of fuel, you're getting a drip and you're getting a leak, which is, not only is it annoying, it's pretty dangerous as well. So a little hack for that, guys, I'm going to show you. Now, there's many different ways to do it, but this flat side carburetor was a good setup in 86. But we'll see now if I can show you. So first of all, I went to Honda and figured it was going to be a quick and easy fix sometimes you can try. Is I bought a new float valve. And that little bit of rubber on top there, you see how that's wore, that's the old one. That rubber will harden up over 40 years, as you would expect. And that's what shuts off your fuel. So I figured that little bugger is a bit expensive. But put that in and figured I had it fixed, but no. So upon further inspection here today, now that's only a brass, this needle goes in this brass seat here. It goes onto your floats and then bars the fuel according to the float level that's fuel in. So I looked down in the bore. It's going to be hard to see now. And it was full of corrosion. And what it'll do is if that float valve is sticking onto that brass seat for years and years, it'll create, some of that rubber will come off, and it'll create corrosion between the seat and the rubber. So what you can do, now I got a bearing put in there now, so yeah, so the first attempt is get yourself some valve grinding compound that you use for lapping valves and stuff, and you can get some Q-tips, put a bit of compound on your Q-tip, Rub it in on the seat. Shove your Q-tip in the drill. And then you just keep working it around back and forth like you would if you were lapping the valve, same thing. Pretty much what you're doing is you're reconditioning that seat. I'll probably get a better look there now. See? Now that one don't look too bad now. I'm after polishing it, and so that's the first round. Go ahead with that with your valve grinding compound. Clean that out. And then go ahead and get yourself some of this brass polish. Multi-purpose, but this is pretty much for brass, right? That's not something you're going to use all the time, but for this older stuff, you know, you can't get carburetors for these machines now. You know, you're going to get something used that's going to have the same issues. So, and I stay away from the Chinese aftermarkets, because although they seem to work half decent on the 4-cycles, you know, the cable is not right, the bore is not right, you know, it'll work, but if you want it to idle and you want it to shift, and these bikes, if you're just coasting along, I find when you let go of the throttle, it's just coasting, you'll get a miss, and you can dial what you know, you can do what you want with the air fuel mixture, but you're still not going to get the right result. So I done the valve grinding, I did the brass polish, tested, reset the float level, 16 millimeters. You just use your caliber, set up your float level, and still getting a leak, still air bypassing. Now you don't need to blow like you're blowing a balloon or anything, but you shouldn't get no air when you blow into the intake, fuel intake. So still getting an issue. So the last resort here is to find yourself a little BB, or a little bit larger in this case. I had to rob one out of my toolbox there. So what you do to recondition the seat, you drop your ball bearing in. I'm not going to do it now, I'm just going to show you. Grab a little punch, nothing too heavy duty, now just something light. And this is probably too big, no, just right. Take your punch, put that on top of the bearing, which is on top of the seat, and take your hammer and give it a little tap, just enough. What you're doing is the concave or convex of the ball bearing is going to go down on that seat, and with a little tap, because brass is a lot softer than the ball bearing, so you're going to create or recondition the seat if it works. So you just give it a little tap, take it out, and then you can go over it with your brass, with your cleaner again. Make sure it's all clean. And then 9 chances out of 10, usually that causes the problem. Because ideally, you want to change that, change the full seat, change the brass seat assembly, right? But of course, you can't get it. And that is a good carburetor, a good setup. That flat side 86 setup was a real good setup. But it's no good if it's leaking gas. So yeah, just a little hack. You can clean it up, give that little tap, and then all of a sudden, of course, reset your float level, turn upside down, and just make sure that you're not getting any air bypassing that seat. So just a little hack for them, and I know that I've seen many videos on there, on YouTube and over the years here, working on these older machines. Fuel leak is a pet peeve. Same with any kind of leak, oil and coolant, but that is your, you know, that creates your fuel air mixture, and you don't want too much because she's sucking up too much fuel. And all these jets, there's a reason why they're at certain levels, your pilot jet and your main jet. So you're going to get, especially these 2-strokes, they're pretty finicky when it comes to fuel and air mixture. You don't want to lean nothing out or anything, right? So yeah, hopefully that does the trick. So we can get her all tickety-boo for the spring if we decide to take her out for a run. I had the hair dryer out there because all the this breather pipe net now is pretty much rock hard, so just to heat it up, it's softened enough to get the clamps in. But yeah, she turned out pretty good, I must say. We'll see when we goes for our maiden voyage, we'll say. So just a little hack on down today. This is the go-to one. This is the one that this is your everyday driver, will say, if he wants to go for a little run. Uncle Elam's, the veteran. Lots of videos on that one if you want to watch them. So then we got to gather 84 and flush the fuel in this one. This one's perfect. No fuel leaks, no oil leaks, no nothing. So, and you don't want to come out on your garage floor. You got a puddle of gas. So guys, hopefully that does the trick. That works for any kind of machine. You don't need to be a 250R or a 200M or a 200S. Could be a dirt bike. Could be anything. Could be your lawn equipment, lawnmower. Anything that's fuel is left in it over a period of time. So thanks for watching. Hopefully tomorrow or next day we'll get across and update our special places. I got some real good areas coming up if I can get to them. So stay tuned for that. And everybody have a good weekend. Over and out.